Welcome to the Blend Talk. Ladies, addressing your mind, body, and spirit. Your spirit. All in an effort to make you whole. Coming together to heal your soul. Welcome to the Blend Talk. Ladies, addressing your mind, body, and spirit. Your spirit. All in an effort to make you whole. Make it whole. Coming together to heal your soul. It's time for the Blend Talk.
Even if you're short on cash, you can still make a huge impact. You could mentor someone or use your experience to teach a class. Just $5 could feed a hungry child. Or a used car that you can donate could turn a needy family's life totally around.
You know, and the spirit of giving is an interesting concept, especially in our community, because and everywhere, because when you think about it, when we have a spirit of giving, we feel that our resources are infinite, right? Not just money, but all of our resources. However, many of us come from a place of lack, and we feel that from a competitive standpoint, that if I give you a piece of the pie, then you're going to shrink my pie, and so I can't give it to you. And a lot of that comes from childhood and, you know, having lack and having trauma that makes you feel that the only way you can succeed is to hold on to your resources, which makes it difficult for us to have a giving attitude and to improve our communities.
Absolutely. And when you have that way of thinking, you know, that stinginess, or you don't have a giving attitude, it makes it very difficult for you to open up your heart and for you to be able to receive. And giving just isn't monetary. You know, my experience with giving started out when I was a teenager, playing the organ for my church. You know, I got paid, you know, $30 a week. You know, I've gotten a raise since then, but I got paid $30 a week, and I was able to, you know, pay my tithes, give my 10%. So I was proud to give my $3, you know, every single Sunday, but it made me feel good. And to this day, I think that's why I have so many blessings, you know, because I give, and not just monetarily. You know, I spend time with children, you know, with children in need, you know, working with homeless children. And it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding to the spirit. It's so rewarding to the soul.
And I just want to add to that really quickly, because when I think about, you guys always hear me talking about imagining, creating, and soaring. And the reason I say that is because one of the key traits of successful people is that they dream big. And that's dreaming big means that you have a big heart and an open mind. And that means that all possibilities are possible. So it is important for us, if we want to have a life of wealth, and not just monetary, but a life where we are giving and receiving and flowing in greatness and goodness, we have to open our minds and think big. That's a really big part of being successful there, right?
Absolutely. It's one of the biggest wealth principles there is. I believe that with the same measure you give, it's going to be measured back unto you. So it's very important to give, and give gratefully, because if you're not happy about giving, you might as well just keep it to yourself, right?
That's right.
So I think it's very important to give. I thought growing up that giving was all about your finances, but when I found out that you can give your time, you can give your talent, it was life-changing for me, so yes.
Yeah, there are so many people watching right now that may be retired, have experience, and they looking for something to do. And just sitting with someone in need, sitting with someone helping them to read, or a person who's in a wheelchair, or a person who needs a transportation to church. There's so many things you could do to give, and that caring is so powerful. And I believe that's what the Lord wants us to do, is to be that body that uses our hands, uses our feet to give, to serve. And I really believe that that's how you spell success, is SERVICE. How do you serve others, knowing that the well will never run dry, and the more you give, the more you receive, and you get this emotional reward. You know?
But ladies, I want to know, how many of you have trust issues around this? Because part of giving is you have to actually trust people, right? Because you're not you know, you give people things, you want them to use it, and you want to make sure they use it in the same spirit that you gave it. How many of us have issues with trust around that?
You know, I don't have that problem because I feel like if God puts it on my heart to give something, then it's really not my business, you know, how they choose to use whatever
So you
we're
trust
giving.
them.
Yes.
Right. I trust God, you know.
Okay.
If God says, hey, you know, I need you to give this to this person, or if I see someone, you know, on the street corner in
Yes.
need, you know, then I might give them something, but I don't have that weighing on my heart. What are they doing with that money? Or you know.
I think the giving comes out of love, and if the love is conditional, because just like you said, if you're giving to a homeless person, you're like, you better not use that money. No, then that's not generosity. That's not
Right.
acting out of love. It's like, just give it out of love.
Right.
No condition, no attachment, no expectation, because now the ego is in the way and not the heart of
And
God.
psychologically, though, that's a challenge that many of us have,
Yeah.
is that trust, because we want to give it away, to your point, but then we want conditions on it. Like, you will do this with my gift. And it really is, I love that, just give it and give it away and let it go.
Yeah.
You know, there are just certain times, you know, certain times of the year where we might feel lonely, and just going to the food shelter or going to the food bank, you know, and volunteering just really lifts our spirit. And this changes our hormones in our bodies. It changes our serotonin level. It increases that feel-good hormone, that along with activity, of course.
But that feeling's happiness. Because you ever given someone something and you feel light. You feel excited. You feel like, you know what, I did something really good and I'm proud about it.
Yeah, I like what you said, Dr. Tabitha, because when you do give out of love because you're lonely, but you connect, you are creating that dopamine. You are creating that oxytocin, that sense of belonging. And there's so many people that feel disconnected, feel alone, and we want them to understand that if you just reach out and give, there's something that will biologically and spiritually change within you, because now you feel like your life has purpose and meaning, and you feel connected. You feel like you have value. It boosts your self-esteem that, yeah, I can give. You know?
You can, and you also, in giving, I think, acting as if there's no tomorrow.
Okay.
Right? Because when you think about it, we don't know when we're going to take our last breath.
Right.
And part of being giving is to say that I have so much to give to this world, to give to you, and there's a sense of urgency around helping others and helping yourself. Because we don't know, and it's important for our communities to give as much as we can, as soon as we can, and it doesn't, to our point, have to be money.
And what you said took me back. It took me back before my grandfather passed. Every year for Thanksgiving, we would go. He was in the nursing home, you know, suffering from, you know, Alzheimer's. And every year we would go to the nursing home and we would sing. You know, we would sing to, you know, everyone that was in the assisted living or nursing home. But it was so rewarding, and the joy that they felt, because, you know, some of them don't have loved ones coming to see them, and to be able to, you know, serenade, you know, the people in the nursing home, it's just so rewarding. There's so many things you can do.
When I think about my own life, some hard times I ran across, if someone would have judged what I was going to do with the money,
See?
I wouldn't be here today. So I encourage you to just give.
Yeah.
So I first moved to California. I ended up homeless for about 6 or so months. And the people who poured into me wasn't worried about what I was going to do with the money. They just
that's
gave.
beautiful.
They
That's
changed
really
my
beautiful.
life. I wouldn't be here to this day.
And I don't know if you can share, how did it, I mean, sorry that you had that experience, but how did that make you feel receiving those gifts?
I felt encouraged. I felt as though I had a chance. I felt good. It was life-changing for me. Absolutely. I had nothing. I was on the street, and people look at me and think that I should be able to pull myself together. I was young and healthy, but you never know. Mentally, I was at a
Right.
place where I was stuck, and I
Right.
needed some help. I was
Right.
getting up in the morning and I was living in a vacant apartment building, and I was getting up every morning and sitting on the stoop. But if someone was to worry about what I was going to do with the money,
Yes.
I wouldn't be here.
And you know what? Thank God you don't look like
I know.
what you've been through.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. And thank God you made it through.
Yes.
And I think
Yes.
that has
So I'm
to be
grateful.
so inspiring,
Yes. Oh,
you
yes.
know,
Yes, it
to be on the other side and know what it feels like
Yeah.
to be given to, and to know that there's no judgment.
I think that, you know, generosity and giving comes out of compassion.
It does.
And when a heart is cold, a heart is wounded, a heart is selfish, you're not going to give.
Right.
So
Thank
you've got to
you.
heal
That's
those
right.
past wounds of mistrust. You got to heal those past wounds of betrayal, whatever wounded your heart. I love how the Word of God says, guard your heart. Because when you guard your heart, you're able to give out of compassion without condition.
Ladies, I just think that is so heartwarming, and I hope that our viewers will take something from this, because inspiring is all I can say. It's just truly inspiring. So if you guys are thinking of ways to make your resources count, stick with us. Later in the show, we'll look at ways to make your unique contribution, and we'll speak with a woman who comes from a family that's been giving to their community for 50 years. Up next, watch our chat also with actress, model, and author Denise Boutte, who's using her talents to their fullest. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Action steps. Giving comes in many forms. Find one that works for you. You don't have to be wealthy to change the world. Share what you have. Focus on others' needs as well as your own. Stay tuned for more of The Blend.
It's time for the blend. It's time for the blend.
We're back and so excited to welcome special guest Denise Boutte. Some of you may know her from her role as Sasha Brown in the hit Tyler Perry TV series Meet the Browns, and she's also co-starred in a number of films, including Why Did I Get Married? Hello, Denise, how are you?
I'm great, thank
Good.
you.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You know, this is exciting for me because we met 20 years ago at a leadership conference.
But I'm only 21, so what, did we meet at like cheering sippy cups or something?
Yeah, I guess we're one, because, you know, I guess I'm 21 too. But yeah, I mean, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I mean, how it just circles around.
Look, if you didn't have photos to prove it, I would have been like, no way. But no, here I am in my mom jeans and my favorite green shirt, and there you are. I'm just like, what in the world? Where do all those years go?
I know, I don't know. And we both were pre-med majors at the time.
Yeah, at the time.
Until
I caught my head and almost flunked out the first semester.
Oh my.
But LSU was fun, girl. LSU was very fun. So yeah, but no, that was amazing times, and I loved every bit of it. And you know what? I think that's a testament to the person I am today. There was always something that you couldn't foresee, all these amazing people that you would meet up with. And again, with certain things, especially when it came to career, I just followed whatever felt great. And to be selected for that program was totally amazing.
It was awesome.
How many girls was it? Do you
There
remember?
was like 30 of us. Yeah.
Nationwide.
And that was, it was an amazing
Nationwide.
honor because it was nationwide. So they picked the best of the
So we
best.
were kind of special, I must say. But yeah, that is fascinating how life brings you back to folks. So it's great to see you, and congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on the show.
And congratulations to you too. Tell us how you got from pre-med to being this great, awesome actress.
Again, going with the flow. I, of course, like you said, started out in pre-med, and honestly, all I wanted to do was get off the farm, girl. I had no idea what it was that I specifically wanted to do in life. And when I got to LSU, I met all these amazing women from all these different places. And lo and behold, one of the girls in my dorm was in mass communications. And so what I did was I started interning. And every single time I talk to young folks, I'm always saying, intern, intern, intern.
Right.
You never know until you get actual on-the-job experience. So that was something that I mean, lo and behold, I started out at WBRZ Channel 2 in Baton Rouge. And that was awesome for our time. But needless to say, when you're doing news, it's a lot of bad news. And I was just like, until, you know, if I can't do entertainment journalism, I don't know if I can actually do this.
Right.
So then I got accepted into another program in Dallas, Texas, and I went out there, and they were the ones that gave me my first job out of school. So 4 years, I figured things out, made sure I didn't flunk out because I needed to keep my scholarship because I was not going back on the farm. And went to Dallas, Texas, and for 4.5 years, I was in advertising.
Wow.
And so the weird part was, for all of my clients, needless to say, from Iams Dog Food to Mary Kay to Pampers was the first one, the client showed up, and we had cast a person to play with a baby all day on a blanket, all this stuff, and the clients come in, they're like, you know what? Denise actually has the look we're going for. She's the one that, you know, we think actually fits what we had in mind. And I was like, oh no. I'm a behind the scenes kind of girl. I don't do that. And my boss was like, oh, yes, you will. Like today, you are going to play with that baby. You're going to have fun. I'm like, okay,
So
I guess
you
I
played
am.
with that baby.
And I pretended to have fun. So, and again, it just kept happening. And the last place it happened was at Fossil. That makes the purses and the watches. I was in
Yes.
charge of their interactive department, and they put up some of the pieces in several malls, and I got a call. A local agency brought me on, and I ended up having to make a decision. Am I going to continue to miss work for auditions and jobs, or am I going to stick with this? And my husband and I have been married for 6 months, and he was like, go.
Go for it.
Go. I'll meet you out there in another 6 months. And I mean, within a year and a half, here comes Why Did I Get Married and Tyler Perry.
Wow.
So-
Now, did you have a mentor during this time? Someone kind of guiding you and...
Not until I came to Los Angeles, I would say. My manager at that time, who is still my manager till this day, she was a former actress. And so what she did is she sold the company to her partner at the time, and he and I honestly are still together till this day. And he's not only my manager, he will give me the cold, hard truth, and I love him. His guidance and leadership, and he tells me about the hard knocks of this business, but has always been so encouraging. He and my husband are seriously my biggest fans till this day.
Oh my goodness, that is
Yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah,
Well, what about Tyler Perry? Because we all want to know how it is working with Tyler Perry.
Oh my God, you know, Tyler is still to this day like a big brother to me. When I saw him in that audition room, let me tell you how savvy I am. So I go into the audition room and I go in for the callback, and I see this guy sitting in the front row. I know who Reuben Cannon is, and you know, I have, you know, these folks in this room, you know, 5 people in this room to, you know, make an impression on. And it was a really dramatic scene, and I was like, okay, this is supposed to be a comedy. I don't understand, but I'm just gonna roll with it. And he takes the sides from the casting director, gets up out of the chair, and begins reading with me. And honey, I just roll with it. I'm like, I don't know where this is going. I don't know who this guy is, but I am going to roll with it. And at the end, he takes his hand, he shakes my hand, and he's like, Denise, you are my Sasha. And at the time, there was another name, because I was not married to Will at the time. I think, again, I was side piece chick, kind of like in Why Did I Get Married? And which he changed at the first table
We might
read.
have to talk about that.
Yeah, trying to change my reputation. But needless to say, he like hands me, he gives me his hand, and the first thing I do is drop to my knees, and I'm like, my mama's gonna be so proud of me. And so I walk out, there's Lamont Rucker. He was like, what happened? I was like, he told me I had a job, but I guess he's gonna have to talk to Tyler, because I don't know how he can make a decision like that without talking to Tyler. Until
Just
that
like
day,
that.
I'd only known Tyler as Medea.
The door was open just like that.
So I didn't know. I had no idea that I was reading with the Tyler Perry. I thought the person who had offered me the job had to talk to Tyler. No, honey. Tyler is a one-man show. He makes the decisions.
Wow.
And he makes the calls. And so from that day on, honestly, he gave me a wonderful, safe environment to figure it out. Again, I'd only been here for a year and a half with no formal training. I mean, a few pretty interesting horror films under my belt, but yeah, until that moment. And so I was a newbie. Logan Browning and I were the ones who didn't have that much to show for, you know, on our resumes. And, you know, of course, David and Tamla had worked with him for years. Lamont Rucker had worked for years. And it was just an amazing experience. So I figured it out.
So what advice would you give to those who are aspiring to be an actress, who want to be where you are now?
First and foremost, don't think that it's an overnight thing. I think a lot of people go into entertainment because they think it's going to be the easy way out, or they see all these, you know, successful folks or whatever, and they see the results. They don't necessarily see the work that goes into it.
Right, it's a
and
process.
When you're, it's a process. And when you're pounding that payment in between gigs, you got to sustain yourself, and you have to have belief and faith like nobody's business.
Right.
So when I, you know, for instance, here I am coming from corporate America, I know what time I'm getting up. I know pretty much what time I'm getting home. I know that I have a job to go to. With this, all you have is faith.
All you have is faith.
All you have is faith. If you
Stand
look
on
at
that faith.
everybody and you're looking at people, well, that person has a job, where's mine? It is not for you.
Right.
What is for you is for you. And if you become bitter because you're looking at other people that have what you want, you're going to get in trouble. All you can do is be happy for and supportive of the people that are around you and have that positive energy, because it's a
Right.
roller coaster.
Right.
It is highs and it is lows. Your high is going to come again.
That's right. That's right.
But
Denise,
after
you
every
are
high,
talking to us.
honey, there is a valley, and you have to
Yes.
believe that you're going to come back. And again,
Yes, you do.
have the confidence and have the skill.
That's right.
Up until about, I'm going to say 3-4 years ago, I now have the life experience to pour into these challenging character roles.
Right.
But those
right.
challenges have filled me up with the bank that I need in order to transform properly.
Amen
And
to
honey,
that.
I know when I go on that set, I will bring it. I can. I shall. I will. Wow,
And
we
you
didn't know
do.
she was so versatile,
You do
baby.
bring
I got
it.
that. Okay,
and you
don't
are
play.
awesome. And this has
Thank
been
you.
great. And thank you so
Are we
much
done?
again. Yes, we are wrapping this thing up, and you have been great.
I told you
Denise.
you can't shut me up. That's why I
That's
went into mass
okay.
communication. I was like,
Yeah, that's
oh,
okay.
I can talk for a living, baby.
That's
Sign
okay.
me up.
Well, we thank you for being so open and generous, and that was
Absolutely.
just so inspiring.
Thank
you know,
you.
and I'm so happy for you and happy that you're inspiring others.
Give me that,
Coming
girl.
up, we have another amazing guest who's taking her father's legacy of giving to the next level by helping kids reach their full potential. We'll be right back. This is The Blend.
It's time for the blend talk. It's time for the blend talk.
We are back with the beautiful Sharice Brahman Weaver. I'm so glad that you're here today.
Thank you.
You are a local shiro.
Oh, I'm honored.
And it's all because of your father, who started the Brotherhood Crusade. You know, behind every purpose is a why. What was the why? Why did he start the Brotherhood Crusade?
You know, my father was a humanitarian. He was brought to Los Angeles. We lived in the Bay Area, and Ambassador James Joseph brought him to LA to organize. Back, you know, during the 60s, very difficult time for African Americans, and it was a group called the Black Congress in 1965.
All right.
African American leaders from finance, entertainment, teachers, homemakers, you name it, cared about issues that were impacting Black African Americans in Southwest Los Angeles and surrounding communities. And following the Black Congress, he knew that he needed to do something more to continue the great work. And so that's when my father and my mother agreed to take out a second on our home for $15,000.
Wow.
We lived right across the street from Ladera Park Avenue in Ladera, and knew in order to build it, you had to invest in it.
And they made the investment.
And made the investment. A nonprofit called Bridgeback Drug Abuse Center was on hard times, and they gave them a grant to keep their doors open. And from that, the history has been phenomenal.
So before your father passed in 1982, I'm sure you saw many examples of giving back. That must have inspired you.
It inspired me. My father, when he died, I was 18 years of age, and thousands of people were at home in Methodist church. And it was the first time that I saw men cry.
Wow.
And the church was filled with elected officials, entertainers, common people who just loved my father so much. And I never forgot the moment in the church when I knew my purpose. I had a revelation. God blessed me and touched my soul to say, when I graduated from college, if I could touch a third of the people my father touched, my life would matter. And so I went away to college at Utah State on a women's basketball scholarship, came home and knew that I wanted to work at Brotherhood Crusade.
What a story.
Yeah.
And you continue to carry the torch and invest in other people's lives. So many awesome programs that the Brotherhood Crusade offers. Tell us about some of the programs that are changing lives.
Changing lives.
Yes.
Disconnected young people.
Yes.
There are over 200,000 young people from the age of 16 to 24, homeless, foster care, have no hope. And so at Brother Crusade, we have a youth source center on Crenshaw and Vernon,
Yes.
where we help young people get jobs, get back in school, go to college, supportive services. We have a prevention program working with middle school young people. We built a soccer field at Algin Sutton Park with the City of LA, AEG, the California Endowment, U.S. Soccer Foundation. But it's really the great partners who allow us to touch and change the lives of our community. That's what I'm so thankful of, that not only am I following in my father's footsteps,
Yes.
but all the people for 50 years who have given $1, $50, thousands of dollars to build our institution. And so we have to do the work right. If people entrust you to be stewards of their funding, for me, it's not only my father and my parents, but it's everybody who helped build our institution. That's the gift, that God is using all of us to do the work of serving young people in South Los Angeles, especially those young people who have the least.
And that's a tremendous undertaking, fundraising, connecting with the celebrities, having people buy into the vision. Is that a large part of your day-to-day administration?
Yes, that's an understatement.
Yes.
And last year I came up with, being the 50th, I said, we're gonna have 50 projects, 50 partners at $50K.
Come on.
And I have today raised $2.5 million from partners like Chris Paul with the NBA. The NBA, we were the featured charity at this year's All-Star Game, where Steph Curry was the captain. We were awarded a $150,000 grant, and then a match by Erica Glazier, who was a part owner with the Golden State Warriors. We just received a grant from the James Irvine Foundation, Weingart. So those are the blessings. I'm just part of the vehicle that allows
You
to
are
do
the voice and the vessel sharing the value
Of the work.
this amazing work that your father started.
just a game changer.
Yeah, a game changer.
It is.
So as a woman with all of this responsibility and such a huge heart for our community, how do you take care of yourself? Spiritually, how do you ground yourself? What are some of your spiritual practices to keep you sane?
It is to wake up with prayer.
And to have faith to know that it's going to continue.
That is, I think, in these times that we are all living and witnessing, your faith and your purpose and God blessing you to do his work. And I know that. I know it from the time I was 18 in that church, that he uses me to do his work. And so I'm spiritually fed by the blessings of the young people now that are in college. They've graduated from college. They're coming back to work in the community. That's joy.
Just countless success stories, right?
It is. And so I'm like, I can't complain when I know when people have the least.
You can't complain and you can't stop. We need you.
No. And he's using me. And that's
Yes.
a joy when
Yes.
God uses you in a way that he opens doors. I tell stories all the time. People have prophesied about my life, random people. One door will close and 5 will open. And so I'm reminded every day of the blessings. I was in Charlotte last week and I received an email from our senior VP, and he said, "You're not gonna believe this. Our U.S. Senator Kamala Harris just granted us $100,000. Wow. That's God. And so I'm
But you know what?
reminded every
There's
day.
something about your spirit and your passion that inspires others to give. What would you tell our audience about some tips on giving? Because you are a giver, but you're also inspiring other people to give back. What do we need to know about giving?
Giving is about service.
Yes.
It is not about the dollars, because I think about the volunteers. We have a Navidad in El Barrio, Christmas in the Hood, December 15th. That's volunteers. We have a petting zoo. We bring in snow. We food baskets, new toys, brand new clothes, blankets, you name it. That's led by volunteers. And so I always say, you might have $1, you might have $100, but you have time.
I was going to say that. Talent, time, or treasure.
That's-
3 different ways that our
Yes.
community can give back.
Yes.
Their
and
time, volunteering, their talent, different skills, different careers, or their treasure.
Yes.
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 This has been such a wonderful interview, and I'm so glad that we got to reconnect because you used to come to some of my events.
Because you touched my life. As I saw you when I first came in,
Yes.
during a difficult time in my life, and listening to you about the spirit and health and wellness and taking care of self, you fed me when I was down. And so when I saw you, I was like, oh my God, you changed my life and you didn't even know
Well,
it.
welcome to the blend. Sharice embodies generosity, and you can too. So stay tuned for ways to add meaning to your life through giving when the blend returns in a moment.
Action steps. Identify a need and work to meet it. Consider volunteering on a regular basis. Seek ways to make your profession reflect your generosity in action. Coming up, actress, author, and culinary enthusiast Denise Boutte joins us on The Blend.
It's time for the blend. It's time for the blend.
Welcome back to the kitchen. Things are heating up. We're posted up with actress, culinary enthusiast, and author of Southern Modified, Denise Boutte.
Hey.
She's going to help us make healthy foods tasty and tasty meals healthy.
Wow.
Yes. Are you ready?
That's a tall order.
I know, I'm ready. And you know I'm a foodie. You know I'm ready.
I know, so let's hope this impresses you, but you know what? You've got to have some really radical taste buds to handle this.
Well, what are we cooking? What is it?
We're having Chile avocado salmon stacks, which is a little appetizer that I came up with when a friend unannounced herself and said, you know what, I'm about 10 minutes away from your house. Do you mind if I stop by? And I'm like, what do I have in my refrigerator? What do I have in my
excited.
refrigerator? So this is the beauty of cooking. You take what you have and create, and this
That's
is
right.
pretty much how I came up with this. So you ready to get started?
I'm ready because I like salmon, I like avocado, I like chili, I like everything you said, and this is out of your cookbook, right?
Hey, you are in luck. Page 38 to be precise.
All right.
Yes, indeed. So the first thing we're going to start off with is the sauce.
Okay.
Now, in order to make this modified style, we are not using mayonnaise. We're using veganese.
And I love veganese, by the way. I have replaced mayonnaise with veganese.
All together, you have replaced it. Now, mind you, I'm a modified girl, okay? Sometimes I'm doing mayo, sometimes I'm doing veganese. But again, for a healthier lifestyle, we're gonna go ahead and take it down and go ahead and mix in chile paste.
Now, is that pretty spicy?
It is beyond spicy.
Okay,
And
okay.
honey, I am a Louisiana girl and we like it spicy.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now mind you, of course, there are measurements that are in the cookbook, but do it by your taste. Do it
Right.
according to your taste buds. So yes, you can go ahead and do this. And in the cookbook, I say a half of a cup of mayonnaise. But again, a lot of times I deal with stuff based on the taste, based on the texture, and based on my
Right,
taste buds.
right.
So
Now,
this might be a little hot for you, but
It
you know.
might be. We'll see. We'll see. But who taught you how to cook?
I grew up on a farm,
Oh,
and at
yeah?
the time, I was not a big fan of cooking until I left and I went to Dallas, Texas, and I was like, Mom, could you teach me how to make gumbo? Mom, could you teach me how? So anyway, I was making all these items and I was like, oh my God, I was homesick. And so I called my mom and I was like, you know what, I want to recreate these items. And so I would go and I would, you know, pick up the items on a Friday and she would teach me, walk me through how to make it on Saturday.
Awesome.
So it's pretty darn cute. So you know me, I love to talk, but we're gonna move
That's okay.
on.
Yes.
Right here we have crostini, which
Okay.
is toasted. If
All
you
right.
don't have time to slice these babies up, you can do a French baguette, sit them in the oven, toast them. If you're trying to save some time, just go ahead and get the crostini already nice and toast it and ready to go. Now this right here, girl, this is fire.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you
Am I
right
gonna
now.
need some water or
this
some
right
milk?
here is fire. I don't know. It depends on you can stand the heat in the kitchen, girl. Depends on if you can stand the heat in my kitchen. So
We'll
we're gonna
see.
take this right here. So
Okay.
I'm gonna reserve this for me.
Okay,
Okay.
all
Because I
right.
know my taste buds can handle it.
All
Okay.
right. But you know I need one too. Now.
You do too? You will? Okay, you want to participate?
Yeah.
All right, okay, so here's what you can do.
Okay.
This right here is the danger zone right here, so be very careful.
All right.
Lift a little bit of that avocado right there.
All right.
Lift a bit of that. And as all cooks know, whenever you're dealing with avocado, you have to make sure that you take a little lemon juice. Now, mind you, we would do this beforehand, but it's not necessary or whatever in this place. We would take this lemon, we would go ahead and squeeze it on there, right?
Right.
In order to prevent it from browning, right?
You know what I like about this avocado is a monounsaturated fat. It's a heart-healthy fat.
Okay, doctor.
So, yes.
Okay,
I love
doctor.
the avocado.
I just like the way it tastes. Okay. So yes, thank you for educating us. Then we're going to take my favorite, which is garlic. I couldn't put too much in my Louisiana Girl low sodium seasoning, so I got a little extra right here. So we take this and say spread it on there. Now this right here, we can spread it on here, right? I'm going to eat this so quick that I don't need any lemon, right?
Okay.
So take this. I'm going to add a little more garlic powder, and this right here is something that I am so proud of. It is my Louisiana Girl low sodium seasoning.
Oh my goodness.
Take a sniff.
This is your homemade seasoning?
Honey, again, another friend. After my friends and family came to me 1,000 times that I made the mason jar after mason jar of seasoning, I was like, I gotta sell this.
Yes.
So in conjunction
I'm
with the
excited.
cookbook, I came up with this low sodium version of the seasoning, and it's so amazing. You guys are gonna be able to pick it up soon online and in stores.
What inspired you to write this cookbook?
You know what? I was friends with Chef Denard Wells, a friend of a friend, and I decided, you know what? Instead of taking all these things that I have modified for myself in California and sharing with my family, he's from Mississippi, I'm from Louisiana, we joined forces, voila, you got Southern Modified.
Gotcha.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I love it. Because
Okay,
you know I'm a Southern girl at heart.
I know.
Originally from Georgia, so.
Okay, well, we'll say you're an honorary. We'll say you're an honorary.
Honorary.
Okay.
I like
you
that.
know what? We actually skipped it. We gotta put smoked salmon first.
All right, let's
Smoked
put that
salmon
salmon on
first.
there.
Go ahead and put that. Then you got the avocado.
Okay, all right. We gotta make it right, make it neat.
And the next thing we're gonna go for is, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but I cannot do turkey bacon. I gotta do the real deal, girl.
That's okay.
If
but,
I'm gonna
but
have bacon-
some people don't eat pork, so they have a choice,
So
right?
you can go ahead
You
and
can
do the turkey
regular
bacon if you
bacon.
want to, but
No,
okay.
it's
Oh,
up
and
to
they're
them.
saying wrap it up. You know I love to talk, girl. So the next thing, let's go ahead. Look, I'm gonna give you something else.
All right,
Oh, let's flip this thing around.
slice that egg.
You would think I never used an egg slicer before. Bam. Show me what you got.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. You're gonna take this little slice right
Egg
here.
up there. Yes,
Ow!
protein, protein, protein. I'm loving it.
Crack me a bit of pepper on there,
Yes,
girl.
yes, yes.
Chile avocado salmon stacks.
This-
Okay, so the one that we just did, I will take. The one right here, the beauty
I'm gonna move
of
this out of the way.
television. I got a special one just for you. We're gonna put that right there. Do me a little cracked black pepper on there, girl.
Just crack it.
Show me what you
all
got,
over
doctor.
there. Yes.
Yes,
That
indeed.
looks so awesome.
Have a little taste, and I'll do the same.
All right, all right. Let's
Happy
dig into
holidays,
this.
my dear. Cheers.
Cheers to you. Oh my goodness.
Party in your mouth.
That
baby.
is so good.
It's so
This is
good.
so
It's
good.
unexpected. The taste, the textures. You would tell yourself that this would not go together. But again, you see how mistakes happen in the kitchen? You see how beautiful mistakes happen in the kitchen?
I'm loving that.
Bam. That's
I
all I had
am
to say.
loving that.
Pick it up, baby. Southern Modified.
So
Louisiana Girl style.
what other recipes do we have in the book?
We have a modified version of gumbo. We have a modified version of shrimp Creole. We got a little bit of everything for everybody. I'm not much of a baker, so Denard handles that part.
Well, this is great. I love how you have modified this dish, you know, with the healthy avocado. Lemon is great for digestion. We have garlic seasoning and then your own seasoning right here. This is awesome.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so,
Reunited.
so much.
It feels so good.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
So you are motivating us, preparing
Absolutely.
healthier meals. Isn't this
Absolutely.
great?
Absolutely.
You can find this recipe on our Facebook page. And you can find more of Denise Boutte's healthy, delicious recipes in her cookbook, Southern Modified, and follow her on social media.
Come on, guys.
Yes. Up next, we'll be working the calories off with the right moves from Dawn Strozier. Let's keep it moving. When we come back, we'll be having some fun here at the Blend.
After we eat the platter, we're going to be working out with Dawn.
I know, right? We're going to need it.
Action steps. Note where you can substitute lower fat, sugar, and salt alternatives. Include more fresh ingredients. Your kitchen can serve the best fast food. Coming up, celebrity fitness instructor Dawn Strozier has stress-busting exercises designed to keep putting the pep in your step. Hang in there, blenders. We'll be right back.
It's time for the Blend Talk. It's time for the Blend Talk.
I'm fitness expert Dawn Strozier, and today we're performing family fitness. fun exercises you can do with the family and burn a lot of sweat and have a whole lot of fun. I brought with me my closest friend. He's actually a boxing professional, CJ from CJ Functional Fitness, and we're gonna do a kickboxing routine with you, starting with your left foot forward in fighting stance. We're gonna do 4 jabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Punching with your right. The power's gonna come from your back foot. Come back to starting position and jab, punch, block, and jab, punch, block. Did you get that? One more time. And jab, 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 jab. Jab and punch, block, jab, punch, block. Now give me an elbow, elbow. Give me one more, elbow. Give me 2 more, elbow, and elbow. Now give me a knee, and knee, 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 knee. Now believe it or not, that was an incredible full body workout. When you're kickboxing, you're using your stabilizing muscles, your core, everything you have. And believe it or not, when you fight in the air, you're actually having a good workout. So from the top, at tempo speed. Now, watch this guy's jab. It's gonna be so fast, you're not gonna be able to see it. Here we go, and jab, 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 and jab, punch, block, jab, punch, block, and jab, 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 punch, block. Give me an elbow, and elbow, 3 more, elbow, 2 more, elbow, 1 more, elbow, give me a knee, and knee, 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 knee. Let's go to the other side. And jab, 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 punch, block, jab, punch, block, and jab, 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 punch, block, jab. Give me an elbow, elbow, give me 3 more, come on. Elbow, 2 more, elbow, 1 more, elbow, arms up, and knee. Work that core. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great job. Now, if you have a significant other, a husband, a boo, or just your best girlfriend, and you want to do some partner exercising, you're going to focus on your abs, okay? Here we go. Down to a plank. Working our stabilizing muscles and our glutes and our quads. Cross, 1. Tap, come on. 2. 3. 4. Last one. Squat. Still working on our abs. So if you have had a baby, you want your husband to join you in the ab workout. Here we go, lower abs, out and in. Come on. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, you want to get a little bit more intimate? Working still on your abs. As the focus, here we go. And 1. Side obliques. 2. Come on. 3, 4, 5. 1 more. Great job. Here we go. All right, so ladies, you want to help your husband build that nice chest? Down on your knees first. You can read a good book and just be his extra body weight. Here we go. Nice and slow. Okay. And 1, 2. Come on, push it. 3, 4, 5. Come on. 6. Come on. 7. You got 2 more in you. 8. Come on. 9. 1 more. Real slow. Here we go. Great job. That was so much fun. Family Fitness with Dawn Strozier and CJ. Thank you so much.
Action steps. Working out is more fun together. So engage friends, family, or neighbors to work out with you. Set a time to exercise daily. Find charity fitness challenges so you can give back while staying in shape. Stay tuned for more of The Blend.
It's time for the blend talk. It's time for the blend talk.
Blenders, we're so very glad you're back. Jewel is ready to take us higher and further into the spirit of giving.
And not only higher, but deeper, going deeper into that well, knowing that it's unlimited. I notice that when I'm giving, I notice that when I'm generous with others, it just comes right back to me. There's an old saying, you can't beat God giving. And the more we learn to give, we find out it's all about circulation. So I have taken the word being broke out of my vocabulary. I say that my money is circulating. That means it's coming back to me. And I believe that there are people and organizations waiting for all of us to develop a heart of giving and generosity, knowing that we can make a difference, knowing that we are leaders, knowing that we are difference makers. And it's out of giving, it's out of being generous, and knowing that you're operating from an abundant universe. Not lack, but abundance. And when I look at the word abundance, I see the word dance. And you talk to us about dancing, because dancing is joyful. So our giving and our generosity should be joyful. So let's go deep, let's go wide, let's know that we live in an abundant universe. And as we change our mind to realize that we can't beat God giving, the more we give, the more we receive. It's like the ocean. Ebb and tide, ebb and tide. And when the water is stagnant, it becomes poison. So we have to give and receive. And I believe that giving and receiving are one. So when we give, we're also receiving a great emotional compensation that we are difference makers, that we are connected to God, the highest source, the source of all good, the source of all goodness, the source of all grace. But we have to be a voice and a vessel for the generosity, and a voice and a vessel for giving, no matter what time of the year. Let's do that. Let's practice that. I love this show. I love each and every one of you. I love that we get to empower our audience to have a giving spirit, to be generous, to know that you can make a difference. Peace, generosity, and giving, it begins with you when we all do our part to recognize and respect each other. Now, we don't all have the same material things, but we all have the same need to nourish our spirits, minds, and bodies. We are all one. And when we assist each other in the large and the small ways, the world changes for the better. And that's why we're bringing you The Blend, to uplift you and to help you transform, to inspire you to follow your heart and mind as we share our wisdom, our tips and tools, and the special guests that are coming up for each episode, where we will learn how to join together in this unique journey. You know why? Because you're special. You have gifts to give. You matter. So join hands with us to remember that we are always here for you. theblendtalk.com. Check us out. The website has exciting prizes that you can win. You can connect with us on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Join us in the Blend movement. Like us, share us. Do your best to connect with us. And until the next time, let's remember we are spirit,
Body,
mind.
We are the Blend.
Yes, we are.
It's time for the blend. Welcome to the blend.
Welcome to the Blend Talk. Ladies, addressing your mind, body, and spirit. Your spirit. All in an effort to make you whole. Coming together to heal your soul. Welcome to the Blend Talk. Ladies, addressing your mind, body, and spirit. Your spirit. All in an effort to make you whole. Make it whole. Coming together to heal your soul.
It's time for the blend. Welcome to the blend.
Your mind and your body, and it's time for the Blend Talk.